Hey everybody, it's Christina. So it's today's Youth Sunday and the message is standing in the midst of a storm. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about the youth in the community. We know our young people in our church, but let's find out a little bit more about the people that we're trying to reach right next to us.
I'm 21 and I live on Anderson in Highbridge, 164th Street.
I'm Sarah, and I have been coming here for maybe 6+ years, and I started the beekeeping project.
My name is Ismail and I'm 20, and I'm from Highbridge. My name is Jonathan. I'm Cuban and Puerto Rican, and I'm from the Bronx. I'm 16 right now.
My name is Donnell, and I'm from 164 Anderson. Yeah, I'm from Highbridge.
This country, 165 Anderson, that's where I was living for 23 years in the hood.
My name is Christina Ona. My age is 18, I'm about to be 19, and I live in the Bronx, 164 Anderson, Highbridge.
I'm Tyson, cut hair in the hood for like 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Used to dance, we do a lot of other things in the hood. Now I got my little son in the hood dancing.
I am Michael Grant.
I'm Kadisha Williams, I'm 23 and I live in Highbridge section of the Bronx.
So I met Khadijah a few years ago when I was in City Air, and it just so happens I'm walking down the street and I see her here in her family's garden. So I'm gonna ask her a few questions. So Khadijah, if you could describe the Highbridge community in one word, what would that word be?
Diverse.
And why do you say diverse?
I think that one of the best things I experienced growing up here is diversity. It's so many different cultures and people that I've experienced in the 23 years that I've been here, and it's just amazing. People come from all around the world to live here.
Disadvantage.
Okay. Disadvantage, why do you choose that word?
I just think like a lot of the kids get lost in what's happening around them, or the negative stuff. There's not really a lot of resources for them to take advantage of. So that's why I think we're a disadvantage. It's like kids are focused on the wrong things because they don't have the good things to keep them occupied.
I say love him.
Negativity.
Negativity, why do you say that?
Because there's a lot of things that I seen with my eyes that just like aren't right for the community. It would be inadequate.
One word would be chaos.
Chaos? Why?
Chaos. Well, because I'm looking at now a second, perhaps a third generation of a young black and Hispanic youth that are born out of wedlock, mostly headed by female households who are born into poverty. They're disconnected from heritage and tradition. They have no idea who they are, particularly as African Americans. They don't have a clue.
The positive experiences definitely came when I was younger. You know, I remember getting wet in the pump up the block on 165th and Woody Crest. I remember being in the park early afternoons when they used to have all the games out and stuff like that, or being in the park for the tournament, Nelson Park. Yeah, really just being youthful, having fun with my friends when I was younger. Those are the best experiences out here.
There's a lot of good people like with good hearts and stuff like that. Well, I grew up on Woody Crest. That's where I used to hang out at. I know people there still. I always go hang out over there. And I guess just the people, the feeling, it's always a family. You click with everybody. It's never negativity around the people you hang out with.
One night sitting in my apartment and hearing a gunshot in the backyard, because it was so close. You know, we hear gunshots all the time in the neighborhood, but like right by my window was really strange.
My sister was fighting, and I had ran up the block to help her and stuff like that. You know, it was an ugly situation. Then like I actually had a gun pointed in my face, and it was, I'm not, normally I'm not about that situation and stuff like that, but just to see it for the first time, right, pointing directly at you, like people don't really care and stuff like that. But it was alright, it happens.
In the corner, when I was probably like around 14, there was a dude got stabbed up right in front of me. Like and you just saw him drop down, blood everywhere. It was like a movie. Like it was horrific. Like that was one of the most negative things that I remember witnessing or being a part of. Yeah, like I was there when it happened.
There's too much negative things in this neighborhood. The kids, yeah, they're going crazy.
They need jobs, really. They really need a lot of jobs.
We need centers.
And I mean, it's a small community, so practically everybody know each other.
Say the gang violence. Growing up, you always it was here and there. You would see violence. You would hear things that happen. I know a couple of people who has passed away, and just in situations where you just have to face it.
What do you think that people outside think about people in this community? And you can interpret that however you want. Some people had different definitions of people outside, but what do you think people like outside think looking in on this community?
I think that it's totally common for people to have stereotypes about the Bronx, especially the South Bronx community being very hood, very dangerous. It's really like stuff that's played out by the media. It's not as bad.
Highbridge is known for like a lot of negativity, so I would say people will think that my neighborhood is bad. But if you grew up here and stuff like that, it's not a bad neighborhood.
I'm going to say one word again, gentrification. See, all of this development you see around here, Yankee Stadium, the new shopping mall over here, that's not for us. What you have is people from outside this community who have no connection to this community, who are going to come and buy this community up.
We get viewed as like, you know, like the low lives, you know what I mean? Like the people that just out and about doing all the wrong things, and you know, we're just thieving, we're stealing, we're committing crimes. And I mean, that's the worst way you could look at it, because besides that, people in other neighborhoods is doing the same things. It's going to look at us as the enemies. But we got a bad rep out here in Highbridge.
I think people try to down us a lot from other places and stuff like that. I guess just because they didn't give us a chance on getting to know us better, stuff like that.
I hope you learned a lot about the youth in our community, and not all of the ideas were the same, but I think that each of them represent a special part of what this community is about. And those are the type of people that we need to reach. Those are the people that are in our community, those people we need to know. And if that love that exists is not one that we're a part of, then why are we here? So you've heard from people of all ages, different walks of life, different races, different careers, from young people, old people, and people in between. And the question I have for you is, what do you think about the community that we serve?
And it don't matter if the world don't see us, we still mean the world to Jesus. Will you take me as I am? I know the way I'm living is wrong, but I can't change on my own, trying to make it alone. I wonder, how could you love me when my life's so ugly, but you came down and died for me? Will you take me as I am? I know the way I'm living is wrong, but I can't